Excuse me. What a day for a daydreamer. What a day for a daydreaming boy. And I'm lost in my sweet dreams. Dreaming about my bundle of joy. Afternoon. Well, nobody looking just now, so I won't point out the scenery until I've got one or two people looking. Whew. What the heck, let's let you have a look around anyway, because somebody will be looking later on. And there you are. Look at that. That there is Loch Goyne Reservoir. And this is the Whiteley wind farm. The biggest onshore one in Britain. Over 200 of these generators. Enough to power a city of about 330,000, something like that. These things are good. Well, they're good at powering electricity. There was talk of having a battery storage system set up, I think here somewhere. I don't know what happened to that plan. But basically, massive shed-sized storage batteries for when we make excess electricity. Afternoon, nice afternoon, isn't it? Great day for walking. And up there in the distance you can see the wind farm centre. Ah, Princess Loes, hi. I'll just zoom in on this a bit for you. There is the wind farm visitor centre. That's where I'm going, that's where my car is parked. And if you park there with your electric car, you can fill up with electricity for free. Because this is where electricity is created. So I'm going to walk down here, down where that person is, if you can see them, along there, round there, up there, and then up to my car. So, thank you very much for looking in. Nobody left me a like yet. It's always nice to get a like. I do like likes. Very easily pleased me. So let's go fairly fast because I want to get home and maybe take my wife out somewhere and have a sandwich somewhere or a soup somewhere. Back in East Kilbride, which is where I live. Bum, ba, da, 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 dee, da, 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 dum. The views from here are tremendous, absolutely tremendous. I can maybe show you something just before I start striding out again to get back home for lunch. I zoom in and I move along a bit. Can you see a little spike on the horizon? Can you see it? Click me a like if you can see it, that'd be useful to know. Or say yes, you can see it. That spike on the horizon is a Covenanter monument. And the Covenanters were a group of religious objectors way back in the 17th century in Scotland. There's a monument to them there. I've done various videos about them if you want to get more information about the battles they fought and the deaths, the terrible deaths that they had. So have a look at my history playlist. You can find out about them. But in the distance behind it, you can see something just looming out of the mist. That is a volcanic plug called Ailsa Craig, and it's in the Firth of Clyde, where the Clyde opens out to become Irish Sea. Ailsa Craig, also called Paddy's Milestone, and culling stones. Some culling stones originate from there. It has two kinds of granite on it. There's green and I think black or grey granite, and they use the material to make culling stones. I saw it on TV the other night. That's the only reason I know this. I knew they made culling stones, but didn't know about the two kinds of granite. So there you are. Something you not have known. So that's Loch Goyne Reservoir over there. And I'll let you see more if you look around. That's the kind of views we're getting here. Lots of people around today, if you can see them in the distance there, coming from the visitor centre to walk through the biggest onshore wind farm in UK. Hiya. People are generally pretty friendly here. I don't like to have the camera on them because they may not want people to know where they are. There you go. So I flew my drone up today. Didn't fly it around, it was really just a quick elevator shot. I'll say quick, I must have been up there for about 10 minutes or more. So that's Loch Goyne. reservoir down there. We're walking through the UK's biggest wind farm, the biggest one on land anyway. If you are looking in, do me a favour and click me a little like. Or not. So we're going to the visitor centre. The wind farm here is very well, is that appointed, the word I'm looking for? Very well appointed with waymarks like this, so you're not going to get too lost. If you want to have a look at this later, you can click on that and see exactly where I'm standing just now. So we're heading up that way there to that little building, which is the visitor centre where my car is parked. If you want to hear more of my ramblings, and you can find another live stream like this produced within the last 2 hours as I walked up to a viewpoint up there. There's a hill called Blackwood Hill. And it has a marvellous structure, one of these little columns that you see, the plinths that you see, and sometimes on hills or tops, with a map showing you the surrounding area and what you might be able to see if it was clear enough to see. So that's what I did. I went up there and I flew the drone from the top of it right up in there and did a 360-degree panorama, as it were, of the landscape. And a few photographs of the map itself, which is called a toposcope. And I've done a little video yesterday, made a video about toposcopes, and I'll upload it this afternoon when I get home. So do not only click a like for me, but do subscribe, and then you can see the results of my efforts from today. Well, enjoy the walk today. Good day, isn't it? Lead in the little dogs. There they go. It's a fair distance when you add it all up. A mile here, a mile there, and return. Good practice for my proper walk on Saturday tomorrow. And I'll be walking for 4 hours on a coastal walk. And who knows, if there's good reception, I might even live stream it. That would be a treat. Live streaming along the seashore. I'm sure to take photographs and some video anyway. So you can look out for it on my channel. How are we doing for charge? 23% charged. I should make it to the the visitor centre, I think. There we go. And if I'm lucky, I'll be back in time to take my wife out for lunch somewhere. Sandwich in the soup, maybe. Oh, what's the view like if I hold it like that? Okay. You can see the loch. You can see a bit of my hat. Oh, I'll show you something. I'll show you something if I turn this thing round and zoom in a bit. Right, there's Loch Gowen Reservoir. See that? If you look at the other side of it, there's a couple of things you can see. There's a spike sticking up somewhere. Where is it? Where is it? There it is. The spike just beside that windmill is a Covenanter monument, and along a bit, pretty sure that is a Covenanter museum, which is a free to visit museum, which has got things, relics from those horrible days of the killing years when Covenanters were being massacred, tortured, terrible things done to them. You'll find some of the things over there, the actual drums and guns and things used, swords, used by the Covenanters to try and protect themselves from religious persecution. So I've got lots of that on my channel. If you have a look, you can find out about the battles fought. And this is the kind of place where Covenanters would hide or would meet to hold their religious meetings, religious services, known as conventicles. And to have the religious meetings away, hidden from the sight of the king's dragoons, the king's troops, who would shoot them. They would hunt them down, shoot them, or they'd be captured, tortured, forced to swear allegiance to the king, and if they didn't, they were imprisoned or executed in Edinburgh. That's interesting stories. Sad time, tragic time, shameful time. But if you're interested, have a look at my channel in the history section. You'll find a whole lot of battles there. Right, that's me being warned. I'm down to 20% battery. Anybody looking in, please do me a favour, click me a like, just to encourage me in these endeavours. And a subscribe is even better. If people subscribe, it helps the channel grow, and more people find out about Covenanters and Scottish hills and places abroad that I happen to go to as well. Oh, here, cyclist coming down. Will he ring his bell? Probably not, because I can see him and he can see me. It's a good place for cyclists. There's over 70 miles, I think, of tracks here you could go over with your bike. Right. That's what you want. Nod of recognition. The rain's gonna fall. Let it fall on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, any day but Sunday. Sunday's the day when it's gotta be fine, 'cause that's when I'm meeting my girl. Do do do, do do do, do do do, do do do, do 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 do. Do, 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 do. If there's anybody looking in incognito, hovering in the background, and I'm not seeing a number here for you looking in, do say something in chat, say where you're looking in from, if you don't mind. Let's have a quick look around, since these hills are looking so nice and sunny. Almost artificial looking, these mounds, aren't they? I wonder if they've been left by the glaciers and they're perfectly natural, or have they been made 5,000 years ago or so? My Iron Age man. Hi. You know what this is for? Any idea what this is for? Just sitting there on its own. Well, like, and I'll tell you. Oops, here's another cyclist. Hi. And there's another one on the other side. And what I have there is a cattle grid. So that's plenty of clues for you. You can work out what those steps are. I had a number of people looking in this morning. I had something like at the most maybe 20 or 30 at the one time. But most people not for long, other things to do. Just browsing. Surfing the web. Just as I do, you don't hang around for too long. If you find it's something that doesn't at all interest you, move on, that's the way to do it. But yeah, clicking a like is always good. Now the reason it's a really good phone signal here, of course, is that telephone mast, we're up quite high. I have a feeling wind farms rely on a good signal. To transmit information about wind conditions, temperature and so on. I don't expect it's all along wires from all of these, but what do I know? Hi. Hiya. A lovely wee dog. Another nice wee dog. It's a very popular place for dog walking. Ah, Chicky 2446. What? Hi. Don't know where you're looking in from. You can maybe tell me where you're looking in from and I'll show you me. There we are. That's me. I'm walking in a wind farm. Aging YouTuber. Frightened you away. That's what happens. As soon as I show my face, I don't know where am I going wrong. Showing my face, that's where I'm going wrong. Frightened Chicky 2446 away, straight away. Do-ba-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. But she said hi, so that was very nice. Yeah, Chicky. Dum, ba, da, bum, ba, da, bum. I'm walking on is a bit of Lanarkshire clay, very messy on the feet. Unless there's a little puddle which I wash my feet in, carry it back into the car. Anyway, hopefully not much further to get back to the car and then get home for a nice cheap cheeky lunch somewhere. Oh, somebody else looking in. It's always nice to know there's somebody looking in. Just please say hi, the same as Chicky2466 and Princess Lois did. Gone. Doop-a-doo-doo. How much have we got left? 15%. Oh no. Perhaps I'm not going to make it back to the car before this gives up. Let's go faster. Right, visitor centre to the left. And it's only a short distance. 3/4 of a mile it says. As long as that. Surely not. That's what it says. Let's go faster. If this runs out of steam, apologies for that. We're walking through UK's biggest wind farm. Over 200 of these so-called windmills. I've been up flying the drone over one of the hills over there. And I'll upload what I got. Hopefully tonight. If not tonight, probably Sunday. Saturday is a hiking day. So there'll be nothing done on Saturday. I'll be too tired on Saturday night. Sunday is the best chance of me doing anything. Hey, how you doing? Hiya, hi. Beauty. Beautiful dog. Beautiful dog. Oh, thank you for the like. Yay. I'm so pleased. Hello, and then I'll say hello to your name. So now we go up here. That gets us to the visitor centre and my car. And actually, I know it's lunchtime now because my stomach is telling me it's lunchtime. I didn't have a lot of breakfast this morning because the day was so good that I was determined to get out the door pronto and go and do some drone flying, which is what I did. And I did even more than that. I brought some paper and I brought a step stool with me, and at the viewpoint there was one of these plinths with a map on the top, you know, the ones made of brass or something. And the reason I brought this was because I knew it was quite a high plinth, a little bit awkward to see over, and I wanted to try a brass rubbing. Don't know if you've ever tried it, but every child has done a brass rubbing. Putting a piece of paper over a penny and rubbing over with a pencil or crayon. That's basically brass rubbing. So I succeeded in brass rubbing the top of this toposcope, as they're called, the brass map. at the viewpoint. I brought all the gear with me, a fairly big piece of paper, about 4 times A4 size, whatever that is. A4, A3, is it A2? Probably A2. And some graphite sticks, hard graphite sticks, HB grade. Had a towel with me to dry it off at the top because I knew it would be wet from yesterday when we were up, and I needed it, so I dried it off with a towel, and then the sun and wind did the rest. Put the paper on top, rubbed over with the charcoal pencil, and it worked. Actually, I was pleasantly surprised it actually did work. So I might even put that in my video, let people see. Perhaps at the end of the video. Yeah. Afternoon. Right. Yeah, I suppose it is quite a way actually up there. That's the visitor centre, and it's been busy today. At a coach, full-size coach, plus a minibus. The minibus was from St Ninians. Maybe the coach was as well, if they had too many from the minibus. So I'll go up there, get my car, go home for lunch. Won't be long now. Nice little dog. Oh, and here comes the wind farm bus. Wind farm, and an electric bus, of course, all electric. I think once an hour. Take people around safely and let them see what's what. The driver's very enthusiastic. I think he's called Stuart, and he tells people facts and figures about the wind farm. We're doing 10% left. Yeah, I might not make it. In fact, it's probably not good for the battery to let it go down much more than this. So I think maybe what I'll need to do is think about packing up. Oh, somebody else has just looked in. I always hate packing up when somebody looks in. Thank you for looking in. Do click me a like if you don't mind while you're here. Nope, gone. No like for me. Well, that's where I'm going, and I think I'll say goodbye and thank you very much to everyone who's been looking in. Not that there's been many on this one. Have a look at the other live streams from this morning and watch my channel for drone shots taken today. Okay, that's it. Gone for now. Thanks again.